Hey, I'm Karim of Mayfield. You now rocking with the Ministry of Information podcast. Hey, check it out. Pull up Authentic 415 Dispensary, 165 Mississippi Street, San Francisco, California. Aboard.
Shout out to Miss Yolanda Banks. You know, your mom's was also a political leader. I met your moms in the streets when y'all was protesting your brother's murder by the police at the West Oakland BART station. Rest in peace, Sahleem Tindle. I mean, can you talk a little bit about that, man? When was that? You know, how did your mom lead that movement? What part did you play in that?
Well, my mom has always been a freedom fighter, fighting for the people, and just overall had that community advocacy to help the people. Her mother taught her, and and she, we had to protest for my grandmother's son when she was murdered. While he was murdered on the freeway by a drunk driver, and it was a white lady, and they were only going to give her a slap on the wrist. So we had to go protest, and we protest. Man, day and night for a few months or so, and it just showed my grandmother's resilience, and gave my mom the same type of strength to move forward, knowing that my mom history almost repeats itself, and I mean, of course, different situations, but just having to go protest for some BS that was going down. So she just.
So tell the people what happened and what day did it happen.
Well, it was actually it's been 3 years now. It's been 4 years now. Wow. So it happened in January, and it was my little brother was with his fiance and his 2 children, and so apparently the story is that he was walking to the BART station he just moved to West Oakland. And he walked to the BART station, and he got into it with some guy that's known for being in that area for, being a bipper. Y'all know what bipping is, breaking into cars and all that, breaking into people's property. That's what bipping is supposed to stand for. People didn't know that, bip. Anyways, he got into it with this dude for whatever reason, who knows, and it's unclear. But so they got into it about it, and the guy had a strap, and he had my brother in the wrestling with the guy, and the gun went off. Bam! Police officer, BART police, Justice Matu. Let me say his name. Joseph Matu. Joseph Matu ran across the street after hearing a shot, and to his story was that he heard the gunshot. And he ran across the street, and he saw my brother holding a gun, and he repeated to him, "Drop the gun." Police dropped the gun. My brother refused to drop the gun, so he shot him in the stomach 3 times. So anyhow, we come to find out they painted this narrative for a whole month because we couldn't see the video, and it took some time to even see the video. It took a lot of going down to City Hall and all or whatever, police department. So anyhow, they ended up calling us in to do to watch the video. After about a month of tarnishing my brother's name, saying that he refused to drop the gun and all this X, Y, and Z stuff. And we went down there, and they told everybody to leave their cameras, their phones outside of that thing, outside of the room. And anyways, we went inside, watched the video, and it was a total lie, which Matu had said. Matu said, that my brother, he ran across the street, and my brother. He yelled out police, and my brother refused to drop the gun. He didn't yell out police at all, didn't identify himself. My brother had his back turned and had the guy in a good position. And my brother was a jiu-jitsu artist, boxer, the whole 9. And anyways, there was a gun on the scene, maybe a few feet away from both of them. None of them had the gun actually at that time. And you see Matu shoot my brother, bam, 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 3 times in his back. Then you see my brother drop and point at the dude that he was actually basically saying, it ain't me with the gun, wrong guy, with my family type stuff. And anyhow, my brother, he passed in, you know, and they, you know, look, after going to trial, we actually went to trial. They acquitted him on a criminal case, and went to trial. We actually had 3 mistrials. So, you know, imagine that. We had to, you know, keep hearing the same evidence, keep hearing our gunshots,
keep
saying the story was
murdered.
murdered, and hear about the blood and how long it took to, you know, to get to stories, all that, you know, just hearing my brother, you know, yell and all that, you know, it just was definitely, it was traumatic. And, you know, but as I mentioned, with him saying that, you know, then he started saying he was afraid at that time or whatever. He had no time to even react. So they acquitted him on a criminal case, you know, which they always do. Nancy O'Malley, you know, another one of the demon, the DA, or it should be DEVIL, you know, if anything, you know. So, but yeah, so she acquitted him, and anyhow we took it to, you know, in a what's the name of that case? A civil case. To take the civil case, and we went to mistrial after mistrial, and then, you know, we actually finally won in the civil case. And which is interesting about this, people see, you know, that my you know, how they won, you know, it says, which is like you know, my mom and his fiance and the children, and they're like, oh, you guys won X amount of dollars, and so come to find, so for the full story is though. After a whole year, you know, after probably I should take that time to get, you know, distributed the money they allocated to the right people. They came back and said that they feel that they offered the family too much money, and they wanted to mediate, have a mediation to where they didn't go to court, but to see if they can amend it, yes, and get offer negotiate another amount.
So they basically promoted a certain amount of money, got famous off of that, and then told y'all behind the scenes,
yes,
they want to amend it and give y'all
X amount, dollars. So they came back. Mom's vicious, man. She sat down, you know, and they were like, hey, we want, you know, well, this is what they want to offer, and my mom's like, go to hell. And then, you know, John Barris, you know, the civil rights guy that normally does that type of work for our people, he was, you know, just like, well, you know, we can go 2 ways. We can take this, which I know you're not going to take, you know. And my mom was like, my quality of life is good. Like, I'm not rushing. I'm not one of them, you know, our people was quick. They go rush the first dollar, you know what I mean?
You don't hear her
mom, you
tummy.
didn't hear her. It's facts. You don't hear her tummy. And, you know, she's, and anyhow, the next thing was, we can go to superior court. So, you know, that's the higher courts. He was like, well, it may take 2 years. My mom was like, I don't give a damn how long it takes. Like, I'm not giving, like, no. Like, you know, you go offer us something that we can't almost buy a house in San Francisco with. Right. You know, my son's gone, like, you know, and their father's gone, her fiance is gone. So anyhow, take it to the people. So anyways, we actually waiting right now to see, waiting for the whole verdict of, you know, we actually sat down, fast forward, a whole year and a half later, didn't take 2 years, just about a year and a half though. We ended up taking it to the higher courts, and now they're like, we're waiting on them. So I'm pretty optimistic about it, and I mean, I feel like all is well.
No doubt, no doubt.